It's been 4 years since I moved to Dubai with my wife, my daughter and my dog Bert, and since living here we've also had our second daughter May, who was born here in Dubai last year. And whilst we're really happy here, it's definitely not perfect despite what you may see online. I'm in a good position to share with you the downsides to living here, why you maybe shouldn't live here, and how it differs depending on your situation and where you're moving from as well. And I'm not just going to share with you the common knowledge that cost of living is high and the sun is hot. I'll also share with you some things that you may not be aware of when it comes to living in Dubai. Let's get the two most common objections to living in Dubai out of the way first. The weather. Yes, it's really hot in June, July and August, still pretty hot in September. The rest of the year though, the weather is perfect. It's January right now, actually rained this morning and now it's pretty cool. In fact, the weather is perfect right now. To be honest, the heat in the summer stops you from going outside much, but it's no different to being in somewhere like the UK where the cold and the rain and the wind stops you from going out in the winter. When we moved to Dubai in 2020, we rented a 5-bedroom townhouse in an area called Dubai Hills, and that cost 145,000 dirhams per year. I'll put the current exchange rates on the screen right now. Today, the same house would cost you 350,000 dirhams per year to rent. So a huge increase, and cost of living is high in other areas and on other items throughout Dubai in general. However, it's only comparable to other major cities, and I think that's what people forget sometimes about Dubai. If you're moving here from London, New York, Singapore, then the cost of living will not seem high, or somewhere like San Francisco. In fact, it'll seem pretty low or very ordinary or comparable. But if you're moving here from a small town or a city that isn't a major city throughout the West, then yes, it's gonna feel expensive. The most important downside, the lack of great chippies. There's not a single place in the whole of Dubai, in fact the whole of the United Arab Emirates, that does chippy chips. How hard can it be? Even the decent chippies here that we do frequent occasionally don't do good chips. The chips are fine, but they're like oven chips. They're just not the same. If one good chippy opened here that did chippy chips like you get in the UK, it would absolutely kill it. The lack of nature. Now, the reality is there is a lot of nature here, but it's just not the same as, again, I'll use the UK. That's where I come from. There are hundreds of parks here. I live in a community, and there's a huge green space park in the middle of it, and it's like that in a lot of the residential communities. There's a large park in the middle or as part of the community, but it is man-made. I was going to say artificial, but it's not fake. It's still a real park, but it's been put there because the reality is this is the desert. In the UK, I could walk a couple of minutes and I'd find myself in woods, on trails, in forests, whatever. But the reality is it's probably the same as London or Manhattan, right? No, there's not a great amount of natural greenery here in Dubai itself, but there isn't in many major metropolitan cities. A major factor for maybe not moving here is the lack of assistance from the government if you do hit hard times. For me, this isn't a downside. It's not really an upside. It's just the reality of living in Dubai. We have the benefit of not paying tax. We have the benefit of a government who's focused on making Dubai the best place possible for people who can succeed here. But if you do struggle and you lose your job, for example, there are no benefits. If you are low income, there's no free housing, all right, or subsidized housing from the government. You are on your own. If you lose your job, you have a period of time to get another one. Otherwise, your visa gets cancelled and you leave the country. It's as simple as that. The life admin, especially if you're a business owner, can get a bit heavy for visa renewals, health insurance renewals. Obviously, you're managing private education, everything that comes with that. If you've got kids, renewing the business, if you're a business owner, and if you are a business owner, there's a lot that goes into now anyway. It wasn't like this when I first moved here, but the level of reporting and form filling that is now required every single year to renew the business, stay compliant, especially as new taxation laws have come in, are quite laborious. And if you're a small business owner, so if you can afford to just have people take care of that for you, then you're fine. But if you can't and you're in a situation where you have to do all that yourself, it's almost an extra job. And the final point I would say is that Dubai right now is currently a victim of its own success, and it's probably just playing catch up a little. Traffic is getting worse, the population has skyrocketed, house prices have risen rapidly, rent has risen rapidly, school places are harder to come by, and therefore schools have increased prices and maybe let standards drop slightly. And I think all of this will be fixed again once Dubai gets the opportunity to catch up with its own success. Hopefully that helps you with your decision on whether or not you should move to Dubai. We're incredibly happy here. Will we be here forever? I don't think so. But right now, we don't know where else is better for us to grow our business, build wealth, and raise our children. There isn't anywhere else in the world right now that provides us with the opportunities from a capitalism perspective and also from a family perspective. Please like and subscribe. Have a nice day.